Alright, I think we should just jump straight in because I noticed there's like 26 games this weekend. Nobody's on a bye. Everyone's playing this week, so it might be a long ass episode, especially if we recap previous week. So I'll try and keep the recap to a minimum, but I do want to speak a little bit about it. We have not uploaded an episode in 2 weeks though, and we need to address the elephant in the room. Brock Purdy is ass.
Wow,
that's the elephant we've got to like address. Brock Purdy sucks.
One bad game.
That's the only game I've seen from him.
I wouldn't say a bad game, to be fair. Sam
3
Darnold threw 4 in
interceptions.
one game.
Yeah, and that's a horrible
Sam
game.
Darnold threw 4.
That's a horrible game.
Doesn't mean he's a terrible QB. We'll see. He had a great game last week. He didn't have a good game this week. But you know what? There's more to come.
Yeah, okay, you always give me stick for not watching the Niners games, and then this one time I decided to actually watch a Niner game, and I want my view back. It was garbage football, both sides. Mac Jones, I said on this show, they should leave Mac Jones in, honestly, when Purdy comes back, because, I mean, Key, you said it yourself, one of those picks that he threw, when he tried to play hero ball to the end zone, Mac Jones doesn't throw that. And I'm an advocate for throwing the ball downfield, don't get me wrong, but still, he looked arse, mate. So the actual elephant in the room, we've been missing for 2 weeks because I've been missing for 2 weeks. We were due to record week 11 picks last Thursday, and at about 4:30 in the morning on that Thursday, my appendix exploded, tried to kill me. I was borderline septic. I'm lucky to be alive, the doctors said, kind of, because I caught it so early. I want to shout out actually right now. Let me find my guy on Instagram, because if it wasn't for him, I might have actually died from this shit, bro. I'm not even going to lie. Fantasy Docs on Instagram, this guy right here. Go give him a follow, bro. He does reports on fantasy football, but he's a doctor, so he reports NFL injuries, says how long players might be out for fantasy reasons, obviously, so whether you should keep or get rid of a player on the waivers. He did a video 2 weeks ago on Marvin Harrison Jr. because he had appendicitis, and I thought, let me just watch this video, because appendicitis is a common thing. Watch the video, literally same day. Felt the exact symptoms bro spoke about in the video. Went to hospital that night. Sure enough, my appendix was no longer with us. Moment of silence for my appendix. He's currently on the injured reserve. Don't know if he's going to return this season. It's looking highly unlikely. But yeah, so shout out Fancy Docs, man, because I probably would have just tried to feign the pain and probably got sepsis and died if I didn't see that video. Shout out to Marvin Harrison Jr. too, because I know exactly what he's going through right now. Not very fun recovery stage, but that's why we missed obviously that week. Then the next week some other fuck shit happened and I was like, let's call this week off too. But we back to finish the season, boys. Week 11, by the way, I'm glad we didn't do a show that week because I went 8-7 in my picks in week 11 and I lost like £200 gambling. Gamble responsibly, of course. This is entertainment purposes. And I was playing singles and I played 4 official plays. All 4 lost. I was like, what kind of bad luck run is this? But yeah, 8-7 for me on the week. Key, do you want to give us your score for week 11?
So we did also miss week 10, didn't we?
No, it was 11 and 12.
The recap of week 10.
Was it?
We missed 10 as well, though, didn't we? We didn't recap 10 because we didn't do the week 11 episode.
We made week 10 picks though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
okay.
So week 10, I was 6-8. That was a shocking week.
You're lucky we didn't do a show. You're lucky we didn't do a show.
Thank God for Scott's appendix.
Oh man.
Week 11 though, 10-5. Last week or like this week, 10-4. It's looking good, brevs.
What was that? Week 12, you went 10-4.
Yeah, respectable.
Let me double back. Let me double back again because I forgot to introduce the panel. I do, boys. It's been a while. We're a bit rusty. I need to shake it off. Word to Taylor Swift, but I am your host with the most. I rep the Broncos. No, I don't. Why did I just say the Broncos? Why did I just say the Broncos? Where did that come from?
He's got 3 teams.
I've never repped the Broncos in my life. You know what I mean? Even when they was in the Super Bowl, I was a Panthers fan for Cam Newton and them. So I don't know why I just said Broncos. My head's all over the place. I think I'm still on some kind of medicinal remedy. I'm not, but it feels that way. Do you know why I've said the Broncos, actually? Because I've got my picks up here and it's showing Broncos Raiders. That's where it's just getting from. I do not rep the Broncos. I rep the Baltimore Ravens and the Dallas Cowboys. Yes, I have 2 teams. If you want to speak to me about it, you can speak to yourself in the comments because I won't reply. So that's my teams. To my left, my boy Key, we've just introduced his bum-ass quarterback, Brock Purdy, obviously given away. He represents the 49ers. But what's that jersey you're wearing there, Key? Is that a Atlanta
He's
Falcons
back.
jersey? He sure is.
That is a Kirk Cousins jersey. I didn't think I'd get to do this for a while, guys. He's back. Kirko, you like that? You like that?
And down
Back.
below is no surprise who he's repping with his hat. I'm the only one not wearing NFL merch right now, but my boy Q. What's good, Q?
Oh man, I'm just so excited to get back into it. I'm really sad that we missed last week because week 12 was very special. Do you guys know what that week 12 was about?
No.
I'll give you a second
Oh,
to think.
the cleats week.
That was Cleats week, but it was
Yeah.
also the very first episode we did last year was week 12.
Oh, for real?
Oh yeah.
For real. So in honor of the now 1 week late 1 year anniversary, I got some party hats for everybody. Mine is a classic Midwest saying, "Ope," whenever you're trying to squeeze by somebody, you just say, "Oh, excuse me."
Oh.
So I'll throw that on. Crab, I got you one here. It's got a little crab on it. So
Yes, Q.
take
That's so
that.
fire.
And then Scott, star of the show,
man.
obviously reps the star on his helmet. I got to get the star going for you here.
Oh, that's sensational.
Hang on,
that's
not it.
sensational.
Hang on, that's not it. There we go.
That's class. The
There's
blue
one for
too.
our boy.
I love
There
that.
you go.
I love that. Yeah,
So
thank you
that's
very
so
much,
throw
hard,
that on
dude.
there.
bro. I
So
can't.
yeah, one year anniversary of the show. It's been one of the best years of my life, and I love doing this with you guys. I love to keep it going.
Man, that is crazy, bro. Because obviously we started late last year when we started making the picks. I didn't remember or store what week it was to even think about since the anniversary. But yeah, that's even more sad now that we missed it.
I actually had something about. Do you remember? I can't remember if it was the first episode, Q, but do you remember you were doing the bigger cup each time I have a drink? Do you remember
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
I was watching, so I've been really into watching like music reactions of songs that I really like, and I found this one guy or like these two guys, and this guy drinks out of the biggest cup I've ever seen in my life. And it's like it's a mug. It like when he picks it up on camera, it looks tiny, and the closer it gets to his face, and it's literally like this big, and it just reminds me of Q every time. And every time I see it, I just cry. Honestly, it's so good.
Bro, I sent Key one
But
the
I
other
think
day,
that was the
Q.
first one.
I sent him one the other day. It was a music reaction channel again. And the guy picked up his drink and it was Thor's hammer. But it was literally like a hammer at the bottom and then just a big long stick of where the hammer is. And he's drinking out of it. And I'm like, that looks so stupid. Because think about the distribution of liquid in that to try and tip that and drink it. It must be so fucking uncomfortable. But speaking of drinks, other drinks are available. But I'm back on the white energy drinks, which don't sponsor us. But that tastes like crack cocaine right there. Not that I've ever tried crack cocaine.
Crack cocaine.
I've never tried track, never been to a track meet. But yeah, man, like, because basically, long story short, not to get too deep into it, the surgery that I had to get the appendix out, what they do, I didn't realize this, they pump your stomach full of gas to make it bigger so they can operate easily. So for the days afterwards, like, it feels like my stomach's just full of gas, not in like a farty way, but just actual fucking gas in there type shit, you know what I mean? And what that does, it can press on the nerves. So I had a pain in my shoulder for like a week, even though it was a fucking stomach surgery. And it's a gas pain, they call it, because it presses on the nerves. And they say, don't drink carbonated drinks while you're feeling this pain, because obviously it can just make the gassiness worse. So now that pain's gone, I'm back on the monsters. And it's like literally feels like I've just took that first hit from the bong, even though I don't smoke bongs either. But you know the analogy I'm trying to get at. But it's good to be back, is all I'm saying.
Bro's just
We're back. We're back.
We are so back. My stomach is still in a lot of pain though. I'm laughing at you guys there in the intro, and I can just feel it. So I'm gonna try and keep my laughing to a minimum. But yeah, let's get back to our weekly recaps then. My
Can
week
we
10.
also- sorry.
Okay.
Can we also say, because I think is this the first episode of November?
No, this is the third.
Possibly. No, is it?
Nah, we did one
We haven't
episode.
done
We didn't.
last two.
We did one
So
because
the
I said
first
about
episode we
November.
did- Yeah, so I just want to say that's why I have this little fuck ass
Yeah,
mustache going. I'm not a pervert.
looking
I
like
am
Mike
not a
Vrabel. He
certain
is.
kind of. I'm not a certain kind of.
File.
Yes, I'm not
Yeah.
a map. Let's just say that.
Yeah,
That's
a map.
thank God,
You
because
might,
that's
you
crazy.
might need to cut that out, honestly.
I don't know what a map means.
Yeah, don't put
Like
that in.
to like a
Do not
treasure,
put
like
that
treasure map.
in.
With Goku just smiling at him. I love that meme, but obviously can't say it out loud.
Alright.
And the guy who it's aimed at has now froze. I think the police have got him.
All right, so back to week 10.
I mean, is he okay, bro? Is he frozen for you too?
Oh shit, yeah. I didn't know that's who you're talking about. We lost him.
Oh, bro, I can't laugh. This actually fucking hurts. Yo, Key, you back?
I think so.
Could
No.
you hear us?
Yes. Kind of.
You were like you were
Possibly.
frozen, as if like the police had just caught you for being what you are.
Handsome. Can't.
Yeah. Well, on the topic of Movember, I have also not shaved for the whole month, which is why I've got the little goatee coming in. I don't really like how it looks on camera though, not gonna lie. But as soon as this month's over, we're going back to baby face. So yeah, let's get back to NFL topics. It's great to recap and chop it up with the boys, but this guy's paused again. Are you okay, Keem?
My whole shit seems to be wanting to crash, and I don't know why.
Yeah, you just got off the phone with your internet provider. Do you think he's trying to like sabotage you or something?
I think he may hate me, honestly.
Do you want to try and leave the call and join back?
Wow, I'll just not join back. No, I need to. I think it's fine, honestly.
All right, let's.
Just
I wanted to make a joke. As soon as you were going to leave, I was just going to start talking with Q and making our picks. But anyway, let's get to NFL talk, right? Week 10, I went 9-5, positive record. Week 11, 8-7, lost £200, bad week. Week 12, I went 12-2, won like £130. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Would have been more if the Chiefs covered the spread, which, I mean, they technically did. I mean, if they beat the spread, because I had the -3. Fuck Vegas, made my own spread picks, beat the fucking bookies this week. 12-2, and I'm mad because one of the losses was that Bills game at the start of the week. And I bet on the Texans too. So I didn't even trust my gut. But like I said in the group chat, my gut tried to kill me last week. So I don't know how trustworthy he really is right now. But I just really like the Texans in that spot better. And then obviously on the picks, I picked the Bills. And I'm like, fuck the Bills. The Bills are one of the teams that I hate in this league. There's a few teams which we'll discuss in our picks later that I just don't like. The Bills being one of them. Eagles being another one. And there's some other teams that I can't really think of right now. Jacksonville Jaguars, fuck out of here, bum-ass team. Speaking of, they were my other loss of last week. I only had 2, so quick recap. Jacksonville beat the Cardinals. I bet the Cards, thought that's a good spot. I like the Cardinals here. I think the Jags are some fraud. 7-4, 7 and fraud. They got an overtime field goal winner. Fuck out of here. Q, you want to give us your week 10, 11, and 12 records?
Not really. Week 10, mid-season form, mid as hell, 6-8. Don't want to talk about that. Week 11, 9-6. Getting a tiny bit better, but still don't really feel like talking about it. This week I will talk about though because I have to. 10-4. Again, just keep stacking those wins. Hopefully, everybody picked against the Texans. I don't think any of us saw that defense balling out the way that they did. I went with the Steelers initially, and then Aaron Rodgers was ruled out at the last minute. And I was gonna change my pick, but I didn't have time. And then it was looking good for 3 quarters. And I'm thinking, like, guys, if the NFL did 3 periods instead of 4 quarters, like how they do in hockey, I think I'd be killing it at this because for 3 quarters, my prediction was looking very good. And then sure enough, Bears came back at the end, won it, spoiled it for me. Fuck you, Chicago. I picked Colts over the Chiefs. I thought this was their bounce back, but Chiefs are just inevitable. You can never count them out. And my last loss of the week here, I picked the Eagles over the Cowboys. Cowboys would surely be the only team to lose to the Cardinals and then sweep the Eagles, wouldn't they?
I mean, what can I say, bro? I did want to bring up that Cowboys game. We are lucky, or Eagles fans are lucky that we didn't have a show last week because I was going to talk the most trash and then we went out there and backed it up. I'm not going to lie. It was looking shaky. We were 21-0 down and I was like, shaky. Like, I don't know if we're going to do a show next week. I don't know if I can show my face in public. 21-0 down. It was looking ugly. and then we come back. And I mean, who even got the tuds? It was George Pickens, you know, NFL young boy. It was the backup tight end whose name I can't remember. Shout out to him. And then Dak ran one in himself. Dak Prescott, MVP. We'll speak about MVP at another stage, but another award, because we vote, by the way, on this show for the NFL honors. We're going to do that again this year. One of the categories is Comeback Player of the Year, which I think is going to be a very tough one this year, because the two front runners right now is my guy Dak and Key's guy CMC. Both of them having great comeback seasons, so it's like, who do you give it to? You know, we'll have to wait and see at the end of the year when the Cowboys make the playoffs and the 49ers don't. So, Cowboys, love to see it. What other games did you mention there? That Colts and Chiefs game was ugly. I'm not even going to lie. The Chiefs are looking ugly. I don't know why. I've been backing them this year, and again, they're looking ugly. 6-5. I just never thought I'd see it, and they might not even make the playoffs. Can you imagine the playoffs without the Chiefs? Without Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce, without Taylor Swift? What's that even going to look like? Shout outs as well, Jameis Winston. I think we would have all picked the Lions in that game to win, obviously over the Giants, but Jameis was letting it rip, and that's something he always does. You know, he'll throw it to his guys, he'll throw it to the other team's guys, he don't care, but he's letting it rip. And then one of his guys is letting it rip to him. Honestly, bro, I saw his touchdown, right? I think I was watching Red Zone, and I saw the touchdown, didn't know it was Jameis Winston, and I was like, hey, that's good hustle from the receiver to get in there. Then he started celebrating, and I saw it was Jameis, and I was like, what the fuck? Oh, man. That is one of the most electrifying plays I have seen in a very long time. Obviously, because we didn't make our picks last week, I want to just talk a bit about a few of these games. That's why it's all over the place, and we're just going through it. Q, how did you feel about your Packers getting the dub last week against 9? Who, you know, he's looking like absolute shite at the minute. I want to back him. I want to still support 9 because I'm wearing his number around my neck, not for him. Obviously, this is for the Mallory Bros. This is for me. This number keeping me safe through surgery. I was in theatre number 9, by the way, Q, for my surgery. How crazy is that? And when they put me in a bed, they put me in a bed in the hospital, just in the fucking corridor, by the way, because that's the state of UK hospitals. Literally just a bed in the corridor of the hospital, and it had number 9 above it. And then I saw the emergency theatre number 9. I was like, oh, I'm cool. You know what I mean? I'm safe. I'm not going to die today. But yeah, how do you feel about your Packers getting the dub against 9 and his boys?
Well, let me tell you, bro, beating 9 isn't for everybody, so the rest of the division better pick it up. I don't know how the hell he beat the other two teams, but if he's playing like how he played against the Packers, I don't think he'll be in the league for long. I can't diss him too much. I'm sure he's a good guy, but the whole thing about coming up with his alter ego is getting him clowned on, and rightfully so. But yeah, there's no way that you can win with quarterback play like that in the NFL. He's still a very young player. It's technically his rookie year. He's doing a lot of rookie mistakes, but yeah, our pass rush looked incredible. Our offense, they played conservative down the stretch, but as soon as the Vikings muffed the punt and it was 17-6, that was like an insurmountable comeback. Just throw a couple field goals on top of that. And Emmanuel Wilson, man, oh my goodness. I know a lot of people are probably around the league, and if you're not following the Packers, you're like, who? Emmanuel Wilson? I've never heard of this guy in my life. He took over the starting job for Josh Jacobs because he was out, and goes over 100 yards, 2 touchdowns on the day. Incredible performance from him. Everybody really stepping up. It was probably one of our cleanest games of the entire year. No major mistakes from us, no shooting ourselves in the foot. Just got to get ready for next week. And I was also going to say, just real quick, the Packers, the other 2 weeks, I picked them over the Eagles. Obviously, that game was a very defensive centered game, 10-7. That one I wasn't too happy with Matt LaFleur, but the Giants and the Vikings games, I've actually been very happy with Matt LaFleur. A lot less screen passes and a lot more success.
What's the status of Josh Jacobs?
I think he's questionable, but I'm pretty sure he was supposed to just sit out this week, and he should be ready for next week. Let me double check that.
Because I heard he had a bone bruise, which is like, that can go one of two ways in terms of injuries. That could be very bad, or just sit out for a bit and you'll be fine, you know? But
Yeah.
because we are
I think
recording this
they're-
on Wednesday as well, the injury reports aren't as up to date as we would like them to be. But I want to get this done
Yeah.
Wednesday, get it out before the Thanksgiving games. We've got a triple header on Thanksgiving. We've got a game on Black Friday, and then obviously the usual weekend slate. It's a packed week, and it's going to be a good week of ball, you would hope, anyway.
Yeah, they're listing him as questionable right now. That Giants turf, obviously not doing good. A couple Packers players calling it their best game they've ever played on concrete. And yeah, so I think they just were sitting him out this week, and hopefully he'll be back for next week.
Anything you want to add, Key? What's your thoughts on JJ McCarthy, aka 9?
You know, there's very few white boys that can pull off alter egos without it being very cringe. You're looking at one of them. You know what I mean? The young Crab Shiesty, Crab Wayne. You know what I mean? I'm up there, guys. I think Nan should focus on his ball throwing more than as coming up with new nicknames and epic, awesome alter egos that result in terrible games. But hopefully it gets better. I wish every team has a good quarterback because then it'd make it better to watch. It'd make it more of a fun watch. I hope every team is unbelievable. I don't know if 9 can be, but I hope he does.
Yeah, I mean, with that number on his chest, I say he's destined for greatness. And, some of his throws, I do see him hits on time. I saw a lot of drops as well from his receivers, which you've got to, give some leeway for. We did with Cam Ward at the start of the season too, saying he looked like absolute shite, but a lot of that was down to his receivers dropping the ball too. So who knows how the games could look if Jordan Addison could catch. Justin Jefferson over there, he does not look happy with how things are going with the Vikings. And the problem I think the Vikings have is that they've fully committed now to having a rookie quarterback. You look at the the contracts of the players that they've got. The O-line's paid, the defense is stacked, they're all paid, the receiving core's all paid. Where do you get the space in the salary cap for that is having that rookie contract, that quarterback. So they're all in on JJ McCarthy, and they need him to be the guy, realistically, because looking back now, would they have loved to keep Sam Darnold for this year? I think absolutely, after how much he did last season. But they're all in on this guy, so they need him to start playing better. And hopefully he can get there. Like you say, the alter ego thing is very cringe if it doesn't work. But when it does work, that shit is actually kind of hard, bro. You look at Brian Dawkins, the ex-Philadelphia Eagle. I hate to give credit to an Eagle, but I used to love watching Brian Dawkins play Weapon X. They used to have in the locker room a locker for Brian Dawkins, and next to it, there was a locker for Weapon X. Now, that's just gave me chills saying out loud. That's hard, bro. You know what I mean? Apparently, Brian Dawkins, the guy himself, was very quiet, very timid, down to earth. But then when he'd get on the field, turn into Weapon X, it was like a whole different fucking shit, bro. And I saw a video from in the locker room. He used to have all the Wolverine figures in the Weapon X locker of the Weapon X fucking Wolverine edition. That shit's so fire. But then you've got 9 over there and people making edits of a certain German or I guess he wasn't German himself, but he used to say, I think we should leave it there and move on. Yeah. So, one more game I want to talk about last week. I mean, there's a few more I want to quickly run over, but we've got to speak about it. Perfect timing. 24-10, the Browns beat the Raiders. Shedeur Sanders, the first Browns quarterback since 1950 to win their first start for the Cleveland Browns. And it was on the road. The Raiders...
I honestly...
Go for it.
I thought you were going to stop then and just say, first Browns quarterback to win.
I mean, I may as well, bro. I may as well have said that. They're 3-8 on the season. I may as well have stopped there. But they haven't won on the road for 2 years. The Raiders are the worst team in football. So we'll see how Shedeur does against some other teams. But I love the kid. You know me. I've been hyping him up the whole time. I love the whole Sanders family. Dion, being a Cowboys fan, I've always backed the Sanders. Did you see Trump put out saying, great star from Shedeur, great genes? I told you so. It's great genes. Okay, it's true, but okay, that's a weird way to phrase it. But yeah, man, bro, fucking Shedeur Sanders, bro, and he's playing your team this week. We'll get into our picks soon, but shout out to Shedeur. That one play where he rolled out the pocket to the right, 50-yard bomb downfield and his receiver caught it. You saw the Myles Garrett reaction. He's like, holy shit, bro.
He's
My
never seen
quarterback.
shit like that in his life.
Exactly. You know, the Browns have had like 45 starting quarterbacks since 1950. You know,
that
America
one guy with
has had
beard?
47
Yeah.
presidents since like they started. The Browns have nearly had more quarterbacks than the USA have had presidents.
All right, time out. We've had 45, and the Browns have also had 45, and it was also only since 1999 when they moved back to Cleveland, so that's even worse.
He's just made my points even worse. Or like he added to it, made it a better point. But that's crazy. You know me, bro, with statistics and facts. What's your source? My source is that I made it the fuck up. That's what I do. Thanks for Q for correcting me. But that's even crazier, bro. You know what I mean? Shador Sanders for president? Is that what we're saying? Anyway,
I think so.
final game I wanted to mention real quick. The Rams against the Buccaneers. They went out there and absolutely wiped the floor with the Buccaneers. Belt to arse. 34-7. Baker Mayfield getting injured in that game too, which was not nice to see, but I don't think it would have been any better if he stayed in, honestly. The Rams, complete team, Super Bowl favorites, MVP favorites at quarterback. They don't have a weak point in that team, and it's kind of scary to see. But anything you want to add, Keith, with your 49ers being the last game of the week, or just anything on the games before we move on from last week? Anything you want to add?
So I do wanna speak about a Niners game 2 weeks ago. Brock's first game back. Just want to prove a point that he's not a terrible QB. He played great. He played unbelievable. George, I swear, George got 2. I think CMC got 2.
Who did you just play?
Maybe even 3. Cardinals,
Oh.
division rival.
Oh,
You know
yeah,
what I
fair
mean?
enough.
Big
I was
game.
waiting for you to say the Raiders, and I could say, yeah. Oh.
No. And obviously last week he didn't play the best, Brock, but I've still got all faith in him. I'm still on the Glock Purdy train. I think we'll still be unbelievable. I think he's still there.
Wow.
Glock Purdy. Have you not seen the pictures of him when he's doing like a first down and someone's put a Glock in his hand?
No, I mean, he didn't get that many. All I saw was him with his head in his hands and George Kittle being like, pick your head up, mate, and start throwing picks. That's all I saw from Brock Purdy. But, you know, I'm just a hater till the end of time. I've got a venom towards the Niners, and that goes back to the 90s when I wasn't even alive.
With the 49ers having a 9 in them, you know what I mean? But you know what? It's fine.
Yeah, but there's 40 of them. It's not just 9. If they were just the Niners, I'd be like, oh, 9, okay.
40 times.
Nah, because it's 49.
40 times.
But what am I supposed to do with the 4? T? You know what I mean? What am I supposed to do with that? But it's going back to the 90s when you guys got beat 3 years in a row in the NFC Championship game by the Dallas Cowboys. Just to add that. And then the Buffalo Bills got beat 3 years in a row in the Super Bowl too. Bum-ass team. Anyway, was it 4 times? Oh, Jesus Christ. You see, I made it the fuck up and Q made it even worse. 4 times and you can't win? Jesus Christ. Anyway, big dog of the week. Forgot to do that. Big dog of the week for last week goes to Will Anderson Jr. on the defensive side of the ball. Also, he's splitting that trophy with Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett is just the best defensive player in the league right now. He's about to set a record for sacks this year. We're going to look back in 20 years and be like, remember when Myles Garrett did that? 25 sacks in one season? That was crazy. Will Anderson Jr. went crazy though against the Bills. I could give big dog of the week to that entire Bills or Texans defense. There was a guy who got like a fucking 2 picks, I swear, in that game too. Sensational. Big dog of the week on offense. It was going to go to Jahmyr Gibbs. However, this week in fantasy football, I played Q. He owns Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Gibber is set. Gibber, like fucking Cal Freezy. I think he set a new record for points scored this season. He had 60.4 points, and I ended up losing the matchup, so I'm salty. Jahmyr Gibbs, he had 17 carries for 200 yards. What the hell were the Giants defense doing? But an unbelievable display from him. Honorable mention, because I'm salty. He doesn't get the award. The award for Big Dog of the Week for this week goes to George Pickens, NFL young boy. 9 catches, 100 and something yards, touchdown. He's just electrifying, bro. That is one of the best trades in recent history in the NFL. I do not care. This guy's sensational. CD, pick your fucking game up and pick the ball up. You know what I mean? CD's out there not looking like his usual self. Don't know what it is when he plays the Eagles. He seems to have butter on his gloves. You know, Dak threw, I think he had like 7 targets and or 11 targets maybe, and about 7 of them CD threw back at Dak. And I'm like, that's not how we play the game. You're supposed to keep hold of the ball, not throw it back to him, you know? I saw people calling CD Lamb a golden retriever because, you know, if you throw a ball to a golden retriever, he'll bring it right back to you. And it's like, CD, that's not what we're supposed to be doing here, brother, you know? But George Pickens, man, he's electrifying. That's the only word I can say. Every time he catches the ball, he just does something with it. I fucking love him, bro. I'm trying to give up an arm and a leg to Key to trade for him in fantasy right now because I just love the guy. And it's making me excited to watch the Cowboys. You know, there was points last year when Cooper Kush was in at starting quarterback and it's like, oh God, here we go again. And then CD got injured at the end of last season. And I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. But man, Jerry Jones, I've been very critical of Jerry Jones, but he is cooking. Big dog of the week goes to George Pickens. I was going to go on a Cowboys rant, but I will spare the viewers the time. Go for it, Q.
Yeah, on the topic of the Texans defense playing absolutely crazy, they were my biggest winner of the week. Just absolutely shutting down the MVP from last year, making him look like rookie Josh Allen. Just an incredible performance from the Texans. And to do my biggest loser as well, I talked about it a lot already, but it's got to be the Vikings. The Paul Farrington Show boys, I love them. They're big Vikings fans. They said that it was like watching a high school team go against a professional team. It was that bad. It was their first time out to Lambeau, and they probably won't be back for a long time.
Well, we move in to week 13. We kick off with a triple header on Thanksgiving. And we don't celebrate Thanksgiving, me and Key, or any of the UK. Thanksgiving, shit sounds like a murder to me. But I want to start off by saying we should go around and say what we're thankful for. You know, I've seen this as a trend on many podcasts. Key, you want to kick us off?
I just wanted to. I'm very thankful for 3 things. Scott Surgeon being number 1.
Shout out to him.
Christian McCaffrey being number 2.
McCaffrey.
McCaffrey.
Yeah.
And I'm thankful for this show, guys. I want to say that, and I'm gonna buy a whole turkey, and I'm gonna eat it on Thanksgiving. I'm gonna celebrate it from the UK, so all my American brothers and sisters and everybody else in between. Happy Thanksgiving, guys.
I love that. That was very heartwarming. That was, you know, I was reaching for the tissues there. I appreciate and respect that, Key. Q, what about you, bro? Is this a thing that you actually do in America? Do you all sit around the table and all say what you're thankful for? Like, do you actually do that?
Well, I mean, if you're a nice family, then yeah. But yeah, no, I'm thankful for this show. I'm really glad I get to do this with you guys. I look forward to it every week. I'm thankful that Jordan Love is my quarterback. I love that guy. No matter what, win or lose, I'm always gonna ride behind him. And I'm thankful to everybody that sits down and watches the show too, whether they got it on in the background, whether they're fully paying attention. I don't really mind it. I love talking ball. I love the people, and I really appreciate the opportunity.
Well, to piggyback off the back of that, I've just got to echo the sentiments there. Shout out to the viewers. I'm thankful for the viewers, even everyone who's watching this video right now who doesn't usually watch the NFL stuff. Maybe you're checking it out because my FIFA content is now finished. It won't be schedule-wise, but it will be very soon. I'm taking a break from FIFA content, and going forward, we're just going to be doing this show on the channel. That's all that's really going to be going up. So thankful for everyone who's staying tuned and been with me for the last 5 odd years or something on YouTube. Thankful, number 2, to piggyback Key's first point. Thankful to be alive right now. I could have died last week, and then I would not have got to see George Pickens, Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, or maybe not CD, but that comeback against the Eagles, it made me happy to be alive. I was like, damn, thank God that I got to see this, you know? Bro, I was in the hospital last week, and the only thing I could think about was, damn, I'm going to miss Thursday Night Football. And I missed I think it was Patriots Jets. I didn't miss much. Bum-ass team, the Jets. But I was like, damn, I'm going to miss. I was due to have my surgery at 5 p.m. on Thursday. So in my head, I was like, get it done at 5, go home by like 7 or something, and I'll be chilling and I can watch the ball game. And then an emergency surgery came in, or 2. I got pushed back. I didn't have surgery until 2 a.m. on the Friday. And then I was like, hey, what's the score? Have they kicked off yet? But nobody knew what I was talking about. Travion Henderson in my fantasy team didn't have a great game. Anyway, back to Thanksgiving. Thankful to be alive. And again, thankful to the boys for joining me on this NFL picks journey. And hopefully this show just keeps growing. Every year we keep getting bigger, keep getting sponsors, then we get paid, then we do it full time, and we can just talk about ball. And that's what we can do for a living. Like, who wouldn't want to do that? Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving. I can't wait to have some food later today as well. It's not even Thanksgiving today, but I am starving. So let's get into our Week 13 picks, boys. We start off with the triple header. The first game on Thanksgiving. Q, your Packers are playing. Holy shit. Your Packers are playing. My Ravens and Cowboys are playing. Happy Thanksgiving to us, Key. I guess it's fuck you, you know what I mean? Like, I guess you're just not involved here, bro. But we kick off first game, Packers at Lions. Q, you kick us off with your pick, bro, being your team. What's the thoughts and breakdown of this? You beat them in Green Bay at the start of the season, didn't you? I think that was week 1, was it?
Yep.
So it's the rematch game. Lions playing on Thanksgiving seems to be a trend ever since back in the day, with, like Joe Burrow said, Matthew Stafford throwing for 400 yards to Calvin Johnson, and they still probably lose. Do you think the Lions lose this one or the Packers win it? That's the same thing.
Well, I don't know if you can tell by my get up here who I'm going to be cheering for, but just in case it's clear or unclear, grand reveal right here. Got another one. Gotta rep them all the time. Going Green Bay in this one. Obviously, I think it's going to be a closer game than the start of the year. At the start of the year, there was no way in hell that the Lions were a week out game planning for Micah Parsons because the Packers didn't even have him a week out. It felt like they got him the Thursday that the league started and the game was on Sunday, that kind of thing. But yeah, obviously I'm going Packers. We ripped Detroit a new one at their turf on Thanksgiving a couple years ago, and I'm hoping to do it again. I think it's going to be close, but obviously I'm going Packers. And real quick, also, you talked about it seems like the Lions play every Thanksgiving. Lions and Cowboys are actually it's like mandatory Thanksgiving
Yeah,
games.
no, I
can't
knew that, to be
remember the
fair.
history
Yeah.
behind it, but yeah, it's pretty cool that they do that.
I looked in,
so we'll
like,
see
I get
if
it.
there's another. I was gonna say we'll see if there's another 300-yard performance in a loss for the Detroit quarterback.
You would certainly hope so. I get the Cowboys because it's like America's team, all of that, you know. And I looked into why is it the Lions, and apparently back in the day, the NFL needed a team to like volunteer to be the Thanksgiving team, and no one wanted to do it because obviously it can mess up with your schedule and stuff and gives you a short week. And the Lions, who were complete arse at the time, were like, "Hey, we'll do it, and then we can like build a brand off it, and everyone will know that we are the Lions when we play every Thanksgiving." Obviously, back then they were complete dog shit, but now Lions are looking a lot better. And they are 2.5-point favorites heading into this game. At home, usually say with spreads, give the home team 3-point advantage. So 2.5 points on a spread, that's basically a pick 'em at this point. And I just like the Lions better than I like the Packers. I can't lie. I look at that Lions offense, Jared Goff, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Jahmyr Gibbs, Jameson Williams, who Key has just dropped in his fantasy team after a goose egg he dropped last week. I'm picking the Lions, bro. You know, this should be a good game to kick off the Thanksgiving. I think it should be a high-scoring game too. I would love to see all of these games hit the over, just so we have some entertaining ball. Imagine this is another 10-7. I'd be like, damn, I'm going to sleep. You know what I mean? Boom. Give me the Lions. Key, who have you got in this one?
Yeah, I was also on the Lions offense being better than the Packers offense train. I think it is a better offense, especially with the Packers injuries and things like that. I don't think they have a better defense, and I think defense wins championships. You know what I mean? I think the Packers adding Micah, as we've said all season long, it's just incredible. And I think again, it's going to be. Will it be a sweep if the Packers win? Q? Will you play the Lions again? No, or is it just 2?
Only if you make the playoffs.
We already played week 1, so yeah, there's
Yeah.
only 2 between us.
Well, I'm taking a Packers sweep. Get the brushes out. Packers win.
I respect this. Split picks on the first pick of Thanksgiving. You love to see it. And yeah, I agree with what you said there, Kay. I think the Lions offense better than the Packers offense, but the Packers defense better than the Lions defense. Also, don't know the full extent of injuries to the Lions O-line. I'm pretty sure Taylor Decker and Penei Sewell, both tackles, are dealing with injuries. If you have a backup tackle in there against Micah Parsons, forget the turkey. Something else is getting munched. And it's going to be Jared Goff. And he's going to be looking like fucking, in Madagascar, when Alex sees the fucking zebra. Is it Alex the lion? And he sees the zebra, but he just looks like a piece of meat. That's what it's going to be like. Micah chasing down Jared Goff. Well, not chasing him down, because where's Jared Goff going? Do you know what I mean? Where the hell is he going? He's like a tree in the pocket, bro. You should call him Jared Groot, because when he drops back in the pocket, those roots just staple him into the ground there. You check this guy's over for his rushing yard prop. It's 0.5 yards, because this guy does not move. But 2 for the Packers, 1 for the Lions. We move in to the next game on Thanksgiving. Huge one. Chiefs coming to Dallas to play the Cowboys in Jerry's World on Thanksgiving. We're coming off the back of big wins against the Raiders, who are arse. Big win, comeback win against the Eagles. I'm a Cowboys fan. I'll kick us off. Obviously, I'm picking the Cowboys. Chiefs, 1-5 in one-score games this year. The spread currently has Chiefs -3 favorites. The bookies think it's a one-score game, and so far this year, the Chiefs have only won one-score game. I'm taking the Cowboys to just light it up. At home, our offense is sensational. Yeah, the Chiefs' defense is good, and Steve Spagnuolo and whatever. Yeah, he can cook up a game plan, but if you're Spags, what is your game plan that you're cooking up? Last week, it was let's stop Jonathan Taylor. And the way they did that was stopping the run, obviously loading the box. And when they got on offense, drain the clock so they had no possessions, the Colts. But what do you game plan for against the Cowboys? Oh, CeeDee Lamb, top 10 receiver in the league. We need to double team him. You double him. You've got George Pickens on the other side. NFL young boy on the other side. Oh, you can't double both receivers. But then if you do, empty out the box. Javonte Williams is running like he's fucking trying to feed his family. Javonte Williams is going crazy. He'll just run it down your throat. And then you load the box. Then you've got these 2 receivers out there. I'm giving a good case here for Dallas. Our defense, which has been historically bad this season, getting a lot better the last few weeks. The trades that Jerry's made, going back to your point, Q, on the Micah Parsons trade, I can honestly think we can say at this point, it was a win-win for both teams. It might be too early to say that for the Cowboys, but I think you guys got your premier pass rusher that you need, and then we obviously traded the picks for Micah, brought in Quinnen Williams, who's been an absolute dog since he came in already. Logan Wilson rotating in that middle linebacker role. We're looking a lot better in the secondary too, getting players back from injury. I checked the scout report before, or injury report, I should say. Pretty much the whole Dallas defense is questionable. So in my head, I should say, Chiefs are going to win this game. Patrick Mahomes threw for 350 yards last week. But give me the Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys to kick off my little doubleheader here on Thanksgiving. And I'm going to have a good day, regardless, I am mad though, because I thought it's Black Friday. The NFL shop, talking about jerseys, came. NFL shop does discounts for Black Friday. It's like 75 quid for a jersey when it's usually 105 quid. So I thought, sick, perfect time to get a Cowboys jersey. Click it. The only size they have is 3XL. 3X. Like, who's buying a 3XL jersey? Apart from like a woman from San Antonio, maybe. I'm picking the Cowboys to beat the Chiefs. And NFL shop, you need to restock these jerseys, bro. I'm a medium, 3X. I'm not from San Antonio. Okay, who you picking in this one? Chiefs, Cowboys.
The way that the Chiefs have been playing, honestly, being 6-5, it feels like they're 0-11. Honestly, I know it sounds stupid, but like compared to how they've been playing the last few seasons and the last however many years, they've been obviously incredible. They've been winning left, right, and center. To see them going out sad, like, this is crazy. Honestly, it's just, I think there's been a lot of drops for them. I think obviously Travis Kelce's, it feels like he's fallen off a cliff this season. I feel
I
like
thought
he's
he's
just
having a
not
good
what
year.
he is. He feels like he's I feel like he's just, you see him drop a lot. You see him like
He has been dropping a lot.
You see him deflect a lot of balls into the defender's hands for picks and things like that. We obviously said the last time we recorded, I'm pretty sure me and Q came to the general consensus of this is where they start to go on that uphill playoff win schedule.
Hmm.
I don't know how that worked, but I think they beat the Cowboys. I think Dak's going to have a really good game. I think Dak's going to be dicing up CD, George Pickens. I feel like they're going to double CD. George Pickens is going to go off, so they'll double George Pickens, and CD's going to go off, and then it's just going to be this stalemate of who to double. But I don't think it's going to be enough. I think the Chiefs win.
Fair enough, man. Looking at the Chiefs' schedule for the end of the season, by the way, talking about they need to make a playoff run, because I think the division title might be out of reach now, honestly, with the Broncos playing as well as they are. And the Chiefs' schedule, they're at Dallas. They really need to beat the Cowboys there, because then you've got the Texans at home. That Texans defense, nothing to play with. Got the Chargers at home, which I think you can beat the Chargers. At Tennessee, easy W. Then against the Broncos, which again, very hard team to beat right now. Then finishing the season at the Raiders, which is again an easy W. So you've got two easy dubs in there with the Titans and the Raiders. They really need to win this Cowboys game, otherwise they're not making the wild card spot. Because if I'm saying Texans could beat them, Chargers, again, division games, you never know how it's going to go. Like, that's a tough schedule, bro. 3 division games to end the season. So they really need a W here, but Q, who are you picking in this one, bro? Are you with me or against me?
You know, I hate to say it. I think I'm against you on this one. I
on.
think, look, no matter if the Chiefs win this week or next week, I still think they're going to find a way to claw into the playoffs. I just think this is where it starts. I think the Cowboys are definitely I think the Cowboys have had the highest highs and the lowest lows when it comes to how their offense has been playing. Defense has been a consistent lower tier, but they're making their way back. But these, like I said, the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes, it is just inevitable. Like you never quite know when it's going to start, but I'm making a prediction. I think this is where it's going to start. I think the Chiefs are going to crawl out of the hole that they dug themselves in. I know you made the point, Key, how the Chiefs don't look like their usual selves, like 2022, 2023, quite literally on top of the world with the how they were playing, getting a Super Bowl. 2024 dragged all the way to the Super Bowl by the refs, just not looking good there. And this year, again, a complete flip of the script. You talk about being 1-5 in one score games this year. I'm pretty sure they were like 11-0 or something outlandish last year. That was just like fluky win after fluky win with these questionable calls thrown in. I think they're definitely getting their karma. Shout out Taylor Swift. But I think this is where they start working their way back. So give me Chiefs.
Yeah, I believe last season they were 5-0 in one score games, but that could be 11-0 if you took the season before. I don't know that record, but again, it's in gambling and just statistics. We call it the law of big numbers. You know, it's regression to the mean, averages, things like that. They were 5-0 last year in one score games. This year they started off 0-5. So the law of big numbers, again, the average over the course of 2 seasons, they're 5-5. You know, that's just, it's weird how numbers work with shit like that. But it's like I speak about all the time when you've got like an NBA team who live and die by the 3-pointer. They might be shooting 70% from 3. That's not sustainable. Next game, fade them. Boston Celtics, they lose because they're not hitting that 3-pointer. Regression to the mean. Law of big numbers. Speaking of big numbers, I want to see the Cowboys beat this team 33-24. That's my score prediction. Fuck out of here. 2 games in, and it's me against the world, it seems, right now. Because my 2 co-hosts are ganging up against me. We're moving into the late kickoff on Thanksgiving.
The world is nothing new.
Literally, we're moving up to the late kickoff, a division rival game. Cincinnati Bengals against the Baltimore Ravens. Key, I want you to kick off this one because it's looking like Joe Burrow might be back. He is your QB in fantasy. Are you starting him this week? And do you think the Bengals will win? Or will the Ravens continue their playoff push to win the AFC North and head to the playoffs?
So, I'm still 50-50 on who I am going to start. Of course, having Drake May, and Joe Shiesty.
Love that guy.
And also Brock. I might have to drop Brock. But anyway, this isn't a fantasy this is reality. I think Joe Shiesty back from IR, Jamar back from his bye week,
Yeah.
a suspension. I originally, when I was writing a little note session for this, I had Baltimore, and I really did. But like Ariana Grande says, I'm gonna be switching up positions on you, and I'm taking the Cincinnati Bengals.
That's a wicked pick. The less we speak about that fucking cursed film, the better, to be honest. I don't like what's going on over there. This is a completely different topic to the NFL. I just think the way she looks, the way the other woman in it looks, disgraceful for young girls across the world right now. But that's a different topic. We're here to talk ball. We're not here to talk eating disorders and beauty standards. So, let me just say my appendix is gone, but my schizophrenia remains. So let me double check if we are recording, and we are. Q, over to you, bro. Who is your pick? Bengals against the Ravens. Ravens 7-point favorites heading into this, by the way, on the spread. 7 points seems like a lot in a division rival game. I'm just saying.
Key made some very great points. Joe Burrow's coming back. Jamar Chase is coming back. The Bengals are going to look like a completely new team, but that's all offensive players, and I still don't trust this defense that much at all. I know that the Ravens have been struggling offensively, but if there's any get right for their offense, it's definitely this game. So I am going to go Ravens on this one. Another division, I think these two, both the Ravens-Bengals games last season were absolutely insane. So we'll see if we get a repeat like that for Thanksgiving, but I'm rocking with the Ravens.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the dark side. I finally have someone backing me. Of course, I'm picking Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. Getting to see Lamar Jackson play, it makes me feel good. It makes me feel happy to be alive, like I said before, about watching George Pickens play. That's how Lamar makes me feel. Not really this season, because I can tell he's injured, bro. You can tell from looking at Lamar, he's still not 100% Lamar. And we have been very ugly this season, the Ravens. Our red zone offense has been complete shite. Last game was a pain to watch. You just got to hope that you get rid of those like kinks before you get to the playoffs. This freaky ass guy over there, he had kink and thought about feet. Fuck out of here. But he will be smelling defeat in the air because I'm picking the Ravens and the Bengals are going to get whopped. Whopped? I was going to say washed and whooped and said whopped. Or whop? Wet ass.
Whop.
Anyway. Bengals,
I was thinking
fuck out of here.
Boys.
It's going to be interesting to see if Joe Burrow does play, how Joe Burrow he is. For him to come back this quick after turf toe, from every athlete I've heard speak about turf toe, they're like, this is fucking crazy. This is insane that he's back this quick. So we'll see how healthy he is. Jamar Chase, I expect him to have 15 targets, 11 catches, 110 yards, and probably a tud, 116 yards maybe, because T. Higgins is out with concussion. So there goes your number 2 receiver, Jamar Chase. He's the guy to try and win this game. But on the other side, you got Lamar Jackson. You got Derrick Henry. You've got Mark Andrews, Isaiah Likely. The receiving core for the Bengals, for the Ravens this season, not looking great. Rashad Bateman questionable. Zay Flowers to get the yardage. Let's just throw it to Zay Flowers, get the yardage, and Derrick Henry just put it in. You know what I'm saying? Just put it in, Derrick. Like, from the 1 yard line. Get it in there. Yeah. So.
You're calling this guy a freak?
What do you mean? Let's move on to Black Friday. I was like, why the hell is there a game on Friday night? I'm not complaining. I can't wait to watch this one. But it's Black Friday. I believe this might be streamed on Amazon. Just made that the fuck up again. And I'm not here to promote the network that it's being shown on. It is on Prime Video. I've just seen on the app here. But it's the Chicago Bears at the Philadelphia Eagles. Eagles, 7-point favorites heading into this. I'm going to make my pick real quick. Fuck the Eagles. Bum-ass team. Jalen Hurts is not good. He's scared. He's a scared quarterback who's afraid to throw the ball. He does not let it rip. Everyone's blaming the OC for how bad Everyone's blaming the OC for how bad the Eagles' offense is looking this year. But if you go and watch the Eagles and you watch the tape, there are open receivers everywhere. But Jalen Hurts cares too much about his stats, keeping hold of the ball, not turning it over, which I respect completely. Take the easy routes, you know? Dougie Mills for the Texans, Mac Jones for the 49ers. Take the check downs. Don't put the ball in harm's way, Brock Purdy. But sometimes you've got to do that. You need confidence in a quarterback. Look at Matthew Stafford, MVP right now. He will let it rip like a fucking Beyblade. You know what I'm saying? Fuck the Eagles. I love the Chicago Bears. The defense looking a bit shaky, but high up there in turnovers. Caleb Williams balling out. Elite quarterback play this year from Caleb Williams. Really fuck with that guy heavy. They've got a run game. They've got good receivers, 2 good tight ends. I love the Chicago Bears as much as it might hurt cute to say that or to hear that. So give me the Bears +7 on the spread and money line. On our ESPN Pick'em, which you can join, link down below. You can make your picks alongside the boys for free. It's 83% Eagles, 17% Chicago. Give me the Bears. My head says Eagles win this, by the way. But I'm repping the Bears. Fuck out of here. Lions, Tigers, and Bears all would eat a fucking eagle alive, bro. An eagle could not beat a lion, tiger, or bear in a fight. They beat the Lions last week, actually. So that's a bad analogy. But give me the Bears. Let me pass the baton to Q because the Chicago Bears division rival. Is that why you're picking against them, or are you picking for them? Who have you got, Q? My fucking abs are killing, by the way. Let me just interject again. Like, my stomach is killing. I need to stop speaking so fucking much. I'm sorry, I just need to say that. But Q, please, give us your pick.
Yeah, you're all good, dude. I was gonna say, I think the Bears, they definitely have a great record. They've definitely been playing some good ball. And I don't want to schedule watch too much, but you look at some of their wins here, and it's like a win over the Cowboys in week 3, who had probably historically one of the worst defenses in history at that time. They won on a blocked field goal against the now 2-8 or 2-9 Vegas Raiders. Beat the Commanders, got their monkey off the back there. Beat the Saints, lost to the Ravens, beat the Joe Burrow-less Bengals, beat the injured Giants, barely got their revenge on 9 last week, and beat an Aaron Rodgers less Steelers team barely last week. They've been playing good. I think their schedule is doing them a lot of favors, though, except in this game. I think the Eagles, they've had their offensive struggles, but their defense has been pretty good all throughout. So I'm rocking with the Eagles on this one. It's going to be a good game either way, and we'll see if another Midwest team here, the Bears, if this OPE is going to turn into hope for a Super Bowl or cope for a loss.
Yeah, you talk about schedule there for the Bears before we get into your pick, Key. And early schedule, yeah, it's looking nice. But this last run-in for the Bears, they're at Eagles, which is obviously a tough game. At Green Bay, division rival game away, that's tough. They host the Browns. That Browns defense is nothing to play with. Then they play Green Bay again, but this time in Chicago. Then they're at the Niners. Easy dub there. And then they finish the season against the Lions, another division rival game. So a very tough schedule here for the 8-3 Bears. Their season could be flipped upside down in this run-in heading into the playoffs. But they're playing the Eagles this week. That's what matters right now. Both of these teams 8-3. One of them about to get their 9th win of the season. Key, who do you think it's going to be?
So like Q said, I think the Bears are very overperforming, being obviously 8-3. They're not a team that should be 8-3, respectively, or respectably, whatever. It's a battle of 8-3s, but it shouldn't be, guys. Let's be serious. You know what I mean? I have no disrespect for the Bears, no hate for the Bears. I have a little for the Eagles just because they stink. And Jalen Hurts loves to, I lost the Super Bowl 2 years ago. But I won it last year, but I'm still going to focus on the loss. You know what, Jalen Hurts? Shut up. How about that? Either way, I'm taking the real 8-3 team, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Fair enough. Q, did you pick? Am I tripping? I can't remember who you picked. You take the Eagles?
I said Eagles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's me against the world. Yet again. Nice one, boys. We move in to the Sunday games now. Back to our regular scheduled programming. First game of the week is going to be the 49ers at the Browns. Key, take us away with this one. Let me tell you the spread first before we jump into it. The spread is currently 5 points. Niners favorited by 5 points. Very bizarre spread. 5-point favorites. Do you think you cover the spread? Do you think you win outright? How are we feeling against this Cleveland Browns defense? And they told me bust down my AP. Perfect timing.
And I just state waiting for the Monday night football game was the longest week of my life. I'm so sad. I never want to do that again. Although it's good, I just hate it. It's so long to wait.
I mean,
you watch everybody else play.
After that last game and being on primetime and performing like that, I don't think you'll have to go through that again. The NFL will probably say that's enough. We're never seeing that again on a Monday night. Fuck out of here,
Thank God. But I think obviously with the Niners run game not being at its best, obviously we have the best running back in the league, but we're just not getting them long runs. We're not getting those big gains. Obviously, I think CMC's longest run of the year is 20 yards exactly, which is very, very smelly. And it's going to be a tough one against a very good run defense and just a very good defense overall, honestly, with the Browns. Obviously, their offense is getting better now with Shador having his first game, getting into rhythm, throwing the ball, putting it up there. But I think the Niners defense is still great, even though we've got a lot of young players, a lot of rookies, a lot of newbies. I think we still win. I think George plays a big factor, George Kittle. I think obviously with Juwan Jennings being just Juwan Jennings, apart from that punch that he took in the groin, which is smelly. I think
he suspended that guy now. It was Morig. Can never pronounce his name for the Panthers.
Trayvon Morig. Yeah.
Morig, yeah, that's it. He's suspended. But yeah, some bum punching a bum.
Wow, what the hell? That's not right. But he had to punch him, you see. Did you see his touchdown? You can't keep Juwan down. Juwan Jennings, unbelievable. I'm going to say, I know the spread's 5. I'm going to say the Niners win by 3. And there's going to be a little happy crab if they do.
Fair enough. Q, who have you got on this one, bro?
Yeah, I can definitely see this being a very close game, especially with how good both the defenses are. Niners always seem like a team that no matter how injured they are, they always have these plug and play guys that they can throw in there and still have a very good system. Obviously Myles Garrett is on historic pace right now. I don't know if you saw the stat about the sack leaders for this year or not, but Myles has what right now, 18 or something like that? And the next closest is 13. I saw a stat that had Myles Garrett at 18, Brian Burns at 13, and Myles Garrett at 13 in the last 4 games. That is insanity. If he can keep it up, I can definitely see a world where the Browns win. And not to diss your guy, but I don't know how good Shador is going to play in this game. He was very good against the Raiders, but I don't think the Raiders defense is as good as the 49ers defense. Definitely going to be some learning curve moments. He had a couple against the Raiders. We'll see what happens against the Niners. But for now, I'm going to pick the Niners in a close one.
Yeah, it's really a point where the Niners need to keep winning as well with how competitive that division is. If they have any chance of making the playoffs, whether outright from winning or through the playoffs, of the wild card, they definitely need to win a game like this against the Browns. Very injured on defense, but they've got that next man up mentality where, Robert Saleh does have those boys flying around, playing well. I've got to give credit where it's due, Yeah, so, like you say, Myles Garrett playing out of his mind. Carson Schlesinger playing sensational. Defensive Rookie of the Year favorite right now. You've got Denzel Ward out there at corner. He's having a good season. Mac Jones, obviously not the starter. Don't know why I said his name, but Brock Purdy, you need to be careful if you throw his way, because that is pick central. But I am going to pick the 49ers in this spot.
No, don't, please. He's picking them out of spite so that they lose.
What's that? Can you hear that? Can you hear that? You thought I was picking the Niners? You fucking wrong. I'll take it back. Perfect timing. Give me Shador Sanders and the Browns. Fuck out of here. I had to stop that before we get copyright claimed. Shador wouldn't copyright claim us. Surely not. Give me the Browns. Give me Shador perfect timing. It's going to be a very tough task for him against this defense, and it could end ugly. But I'm going to back my boy now that he's the starter until Dylan Gabriel comes back in, because we all know they're going to eventually put Dylan Gabriel back in. That's the politics of it. Kevin Stefanski is a bitch. So while Shador is the Sanders, give me Shador. While Shador is the starter, give me the Browns to beat the bum-ass 49ers. They told me bust down my AP. Perfect timing. You know what I mean, bro? Give me that. I love it. I love it. Give me the Browns. And let's move on to a terrible game. Jacksonville Jaguars against the Tennessee Titans. I hate this game. Hate it. The spread, I believe, is 6.5 points in favor of the Jags. I'm going to go controversially. Give me Titans plus 6.5. But we do moneyline picks here on the show. My head says Jags win this game. But having watched the Seattle Seahawks last week against the Titans, I like what I see from Cam Ward. That guy DK over there as well. He's looking like a stud in the making. And I'm going to pick the Tennessee Titans, the 1-10. Jesus Christ. 1-10. And I'm picking the Titans. I think I definitely still have some, medicinal effects in my brain from being unconscious and having surgery last week. I'm picking the Titans. Never thought I would say that, but that's how much I don't like this Jags team. I think with Travis Hunter going out for the season, they lost all their smoke and steam and momentum that they had going for them. And I just don't like it. I just don't like it, what they've got going on over there. Give me Cam Ward on the upset. 6.5 points is kind of crazy. I thought it would have been at least at like a 10-point spread here, but I think Trevor Lawrence, by the way, is absolute arse. He's not as arse as some of these other starting quarterbacks in the league. We look at Geno Smith, we look at 9. But I think Trevor Lawrence is next up on that list of shitters. So I'm taking the Titans. Key, who are you picking in this one?
This one is also, this is a stink off. Honestly, I will not be there. I'll just put that out there. I will not be there. I will not be watching highlights next week. I will not know anything that happened in this game.
No, this is check the box score and then just move on.
This is yeah. Bye Jags. But either way, the Jags edge it for me. I'm taking them.
Do they now? Okay. Q, who have you got in this game, in this matchup?
Another classic must skip. Let me tell you though, the Jaguars, like I talked about the Cowboys losing to the Cardinals and sweeping the Eagles, that's definitely the vibes I'm getting from the Jaguars this year. They can beat the Chiefs on prime time Monday night. They can drop 30 on the Chargers, beat them was like 35-6, 36-6, something crazy like that. And then they go losing a game that they have no business losing. I know Titans have definitely been getting better, but I think I got to stick with my gut. I'm going Jags, and what's probably going to be a real close one.
Me against the world. The story of this episode. Let's move into a very, very good game. What do you
expect when you pick the Titans?
Yeah, that's literally me against the world picking the Titans. 4% has picked the Titans, and that's just the 4% of people who play this game that are from Tennessee. So let's move into the next game on this Sunday slate, which is a very good game. This is the game that I will be watching at 6 p.m. alongside the Browns game because I want to see Shador. By the way, I've just checked the player prop for Shador Sanders is passing yardage over under. It's over under 151.5. That is disrespectful. That might be the lowest passing yardage prop I have seen since like Bryce Young. Honestly, 150 yards. Are you kidding me? That's disrespectful. But let's just hope he gets that because that could be an ugly game if he doesn't have 150 yards of passing. But the game I'm talking about, which I will be watching. Oh, hey, that's a good point. Let's take a TV timeout to check. Oh, Jesus Christ. Wait till we get to the Vikings game and you hear this spread. So we don't even have a prop right now. The only prop they're showing is for Sam Darnold because they don't know whether to put JJ McCarthy odds or are we putting odds for 9. We don't know who's going to show up on the day and who to put out the props for. you know? So, yeah, that could be an ugly number as well. But the game I'm really looking forward to here on Sunday, Houston Texans coming off big wins. I believe CJ Stroud might be back fit to play this one as well. They are traveling to Indy to play the Colts. Now, the Colts coming off that loss against the Chiefs. Q, how do you see this one shaping up, bro? I'll let you kick it off.
I was hoping you wouldn't do that because this is one of the ones that I was the most
Do you
split
want to?
on.
Should we throw it to Key?
Texans, obvious. No, it's fine. I'll wing it. I always do. Texans coming off some crucial wins against the Bills. They also, I think, beat the Jaguars in a crazy ending as well. And beat up against the Titans. They've been playing very well. Their defense has been absolutely electric. The Colts, they've been good all year except for these past couple weeks. I don't know if they were on a bye last week or not, but they've been skidding a little bit, barely beating the Falcons, losing to the Chiefs. Their offense has been shut down a little bit. I still think Jonathan Taylor can carry this team to great things. Indiana Jones, as much slack as I like to give him, he's been very good this year. But if the Texans defense is going to keep balling out the way they are, I think I'm going to have to rock with the Texans on this one.
I like it. It's a solid pick, man. They have been really impressing me recently, the Texans. At the start of the year, their offense was absolute shite. I've always known their defense was a solid unit. You know, that D-line, Daniil Hunter, Will Anderson, Derek Stingley. They've got even the linebackers are great over there. Al Shair's had a good season from what I've seen from him. Really like the Texans defense. The offense was shite. They're getting better now. Dougie Mills comes in. He actually balled out, you know, and he won me that bet the other week as well, which I was very happy about. I like the Texans. I forgot to check the spread on this one. It's going to be 4.5 points in favorites of the Colts. Very awkward spread, 4.5. I'm taking the Colts. I think they came off the bye week against the Chiefs, lost their tough loss, you know, and that was just an ugly game. You look at the stats and the lines in that game with fucking Kareem Hunt had 31 carries. Jesus Christ. And then Patrick Mahomes had 350 passing yards on top of that. It was an ugly game. This could be an ugly game too. But I like the Colts, like the defense, like their offense, complete package. This should be a very good game. Can't wait for it. I'm picking Colts. Key, who've you got?
You guys pretty much said everything I wanted to say. The Texans defense obviously being incredible, getting back in its stride, doing what it does. They need the offense to be a little better. But of course, I'm never going to pick against my guy, JT. I'm going for the JT two-piece for the culture. Sign me up, Indianapolis, Colts. I was about to say Indiana Pacers, I can't lie.
My guy, Tyrese. I miss him, bro.
You know, I don't think we've all agreed on a single game yet.
Yeah. I was thinking that Q
It'll
when
be
you
a
said
long.
the Texans.
It's going to be a long segment of paying respects next week.
See, the way I'm picking with my picks this week, I don't think I'm going to pay respects to any of these teams I'm picking against. Honestly. I'm looking now, I've picked against the Niners, not paying no respects. Picked against the Jags, not paying no respects. Eagles, not paying no respects, you know what I'm saying? So let's move on though to another stink off.
Well, I mean, you're not doing that regardless.
Which, yeah, regardless of the week, yeah, exactly. But we've got another stink off, boys. We've got the Saints at the Dolphins. Dolphins coming off a bye week after playing over in Madrid and beating the Commanders in what was an ugly game. 6-point favorites here, the Dolphins. Tyler shove his ass, give me the Dolphins and to win and cover. Key?
Yeah, don't really have much to say. Achan, just give me 40 points, son. Dolphins by 1 million.
Q?
I mean, yeah, I kind of saw it looking down the line. This is probably the first one we were all going to agree on. I'm going Dolphins as well. Tyler Shuck, I don't know what he's doing in the league. 26 years old as a rookie. That's outlandish. I don't know what the Saints were thinking with that one. Definitely paying the price for it. And yeah, just not looking like a good season for him. Give me Dolphins.
Okay, let's move on from that game because that's another one you check the box score for. You definitely don't watch any snap in that game because, I mean, who even cares? We've got the Atlanta Falcons at the New York Jets. Michael Penix done for the season. Drake London questionable for this game. I drafted in our fantasy league both Drake London and Bijan Robinson. And now that my guy Penix is down, I don't trust the offense being run by Kirk Cousins. I don't like it. I'm completely out on the Falcons. Q, you will remember at the start of the season when me and you did our preseason predictions, I was hot on the Falcons this year. You know, I was like, they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to be a good team. I was very high up on them, and they're 4-7. They might be the most talented 4-7 team I've ever seen because they have so much talent in that team. They should not be losing the way they are losing these games. But Falcons at Jets, let me check the spread. It's going to be ugly because Kirk Cousins is starting. It's 2.5 points. Falcons, if you can't win this game against Tyrod Taylor, you should just pack it in right now. Give me the Falcons to win, Key. I was going to let you start, but I've got nothing else to say on this game apart from I miss MPJ already. Who've you got, Key? I'm guessing by the jersey you can give us some thought and insight in this one, but who you taking?
My boy is back. Keiko. I love him. I think... I feel like nobody's going to take the Jets, surely. The Jets just smell. Any offense that the Jets might have been able to produce is just going to be shut down by this Falcons defense. Kirk's going to be just airing it out. We saw him air it out last week.
Did we?
For the touchdown. Yeah, did you not see the...
I didn't watch that game. I didn't watch that game. Hell no, I didn't watch that game.
Well, he aired one out for a tutty, and it was a great throw. It's nice to see him get a little confidence back, get it going. If he comes in like old school Keiko, I will be there. Honestly, I'm taking the Falcons.
I think we need to start a dialogue with this Falcons team about Kyle Pitts. You look back at the draft when they drafted him, all the players that went after him have been undeniably better in their careers so far than Kyle Pitts. And he was supposed to be this unicorn type player that's a tight end that can play basically like a wide receiver. But he's been shite. Let's just say how it is. The drops, he's just, I feel like his head's not in football, you know? But I don't even want to speak about this team anymore now that like my whole fantasy hopes are ruined around the double Falcon offense. But Q, who have you got in this one so we can move on?
I mean, you talk about starting a dialogue. I feel like that dialogue's been going on for the past 3 years. I'm rocking with the Falcons on this one. This is definitely another must skip. I won't be there no matter what type game. I will say, though, I think we had a conversation off camera yesterday about like the importance of a good backup quarterback and how you're pretty much only as good as your weakest link type thing. I don't like Kirk Cousins, mainly just for his time with the Vikings, but I think he's definitely one of the upper echelon backup quarterbacks you could ask for. Like if Dak goes down, would you want Cousins to come in and take over? If you had Lamar Jackson go down, I know Tyler Huntley definitely did better than Cooper Kush, but I think Kirk Cousins, you got that veteran presence. We've seen it with Joe Flacco this year too. You bring in a veteran presence over the young gun who doesn't really know what he's doing, and we've seen that have success. I think the Falcons can continue some success against the Jets here, but I don't know how much further it'll take them this year.
Yeah, I think it is a good backup to have. Obviously, he was with that team for a few years. He knows the offense, and it is a good, like you say, backup to have compared to like swapping out Lamar Jackson for Cooper Kush, who are completely different type of players. And completely different offensive schemes needed for them both. But Kirk Cousins coming in for the Falcons right now gives me the same vibes as Russell Wilson stepping in for the Giants. It's like, I'm not even a fan of the team, but I'm booing it. I'm throwing tomatoes at the screen. I don't want to see it. It doesn't excite me. It doesn't got me feeling nicey. So, yeah, I mean, enough talking about the Jets anyway. That's way too long to spend on a Jets game. Terrible team. Terrible team. Let's move into Arizona Cardinals at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, like I mentioned at the top of this episode, we do not have the full injury reports yet, with this being Wednesday. Will Johnson, the corner for the Cardinals, questionable. Baker Mayfield, we don't know his status yet. This is an ugly game because I'm not going to lie, Jacoby Brissett, talking about backup quarterbacks, he has been balling out and he's in the starting role over Kyler, small guy Murray, and he's been throwing the ball like a record. Like, what did he have last game? It was like 41 completions on 51 attempts. Like, he's throwing the ball 50 times a game. That is insane.
He set the record. He set the NFL record for 47 completions in a game.
That's insane, bro. Obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr. went down. He's scheduled to return this week, but as someone currently healing from appendicitis, I know he's a multi-million-dollar sports asset who probably has way more healthcare available to him than I do, but I don't think 2 weeks is enough to come back from this shit, bro. They told me to stay out of the gym for 6 to 8 weeks. They said no heavy lifting for 6 to 8 weeks and gave me a sick note off work for a month. And Marvin Harrison Jr. is scheduled to come back after 2 weeks. I mean, they're probably giving him steroids and stuff like that to help with his healing. Because, let's be honest, all those American athletes are all on steroids, bro. I don't care what they say about drug testing and stuff. I think every single player in the NFL is probably on some kind of steroids. I'm just going to say it right now. Conspiracy tinfoil hat. Like, these kickers are all on steroids too. 70-yard field goals. Are you fucking kidding me? Anyway, it's 3 points to spread in favor of the Bucs. We don't know if Teddy Bridgewater or if Baker Mayfield's starting yet, but I need the Bucs to win this game, and I need Egbuka to have a good game, regardless of whether they win or lose, for my futures bet for Rookie of the Year, because he is now dropped to second in the odds over there. So I need my boy Egbuka to have a big game. So I'm going to take the Bucs, but I can definitely see the Cardinals keeping this close. I was about to say when Marvin Harrison went down, that backup receiver that they have, bro, Michael Wilson. I think it's Michael Wilson. He is fucking going crazy. Last 2 games, he's at like 150 yards. They've still got Trey McBride, who's a baller. The Cardinals defense is solid. This is one of those games. I feel like with all the Cardinals games this season, I felt like it could go either way. And they're 3-8, which is kind of crazy to say. But give me the Bucs. They need to win. They need to try and beat Carolina for this fucking division title right now. You know what I mean? Carolina slowly creeping up on them, but they're arse as well. Give me the Bucs. Did I start with this one? Yeah, okay, Key, take it away, bro. I didn't know which order we were going in, my bad.
See, I was gonna go down a different route, saying how I think the Cardinals should be thought about in that same discussion as like the Saints, the Jets, the Raiders. I think they just smell. I think they're poo. I think they're so bad. I don't know if it's a division rivalry thing. I just think when you look at our division, you've got the Rams playing incredible, Seahawks playing incredible. Obviously, the Niners are injured, but they're still playing above average. And then you've just got the Cardinals just sitting there bottom, like fucking 0-11, smelling. It's stinky. I'm taking the Bucs.
Fair enough, Q.
Yeah, no, I agree more with your sentiment about how the Cardinals, more often than not, are in every game, but they just can't seem to get it done most of the time. I know both of our teams struggled mightily against the Cardinals. But yeah, it all depends on who's going to be quarterback for the Buccaneers because we don't know the full picture yet. But I don't know if you guys know, both Jordan Love and Baker Mayfield both had the same exact AC joint sprain in their non-throwing shoulder. And one of the teams decided to play more conservative, heavily rely on the run. And one of the other teams had their quarterback throw in all day and try a 55-yard Hail Mary at the end of the half, which fell about 15 yards short. So take your guess as to which one of those quarterbacks ended the game. But yeah, if they can lean more towards like a run-heavy style offense and keep Baker out there, and just give him like short passes, take the deep shot whenever it's open type thing. I think the Buccaneers can have some success that way. But if they're not able to game plan like that, or if they're going to be relying on Teddy Bridgewater, I can see the Cardinals getting a win. But for now, I'm going to rock with you guys. I'm going to rock with the Bucs.
Problem with the Bucs getting the run game going, Bucky Irvin hasn't played all season. I think pretty much, at least not for a long time. They need that 1-2 punch of having Bucky Irvin taking the majority of the snaps. Then in short yardage or power plays, you can bring in Rashad White. Not having Bucky Irvin takes away.
They got,
I know that they've got another guy,
Pretty
but
sure it's Sean Tucker.
yeah, oh yeah, he
Sean
hit the
Tucker,
ground
I
running.
thought he was playing very good.
Yeah, he did, to be fair.
He went for 2 crazy long touchdowns against the Bills, I think. He's been playing very good, so if they can rely on him, I can see him having success, but it all comes down to quarterback, in my opinion.
Yeah, shout out to Sean Tucker, man. I heard his story. It's I'm pretty sure he like took out the league, but kept training and just was like, you know, waited for his opportunity, and perfect time, and he's got his opportunity now. But even still, that just the threat of Bucky Irvin, how good he was last year. Like yeah, Sean Tucker, 19 carries, 106 yards, 2 tuds against the Bills, but that's a Bills offense that or defense that can't stop the run anyway. Yo, the Bucs have a good run into end the season here, playing the Cards, then the Saints, then the Falcons. They've got the Panthers twice and the Dolphins. They should win that division as long as they can get one win over the Panthers in those 2 games. But we've got 3 of us agreeing here on the Bucs. And speaking of the Panthers, they host this week the LA Rams. LA Rams, we've already spoke at the top of the episode, MVP favorite Matthew Stafford. Super Bowl favorite team. No weak points in their team. The offense is clicking. Defense is solid. Devontae Adams breaking records for the most 1-yard touchdowns in NFL history. He passed Jimmy Graham. Sensational record right there. Minus 10.5 points on the spread here, Rams. That's a lot of points in the NFL. And the Panthers are one of those sneaky teams where when there's a spread that's crazy like that, they somehow, some way stay in the game. However, give me the Rams. Nothing else to say. Ugly team, the Panthers sometimes. Give me the Rams. Q.
Yeah, again, I don't know if I'm just salty because Panthers beat us and took out our tight end and fuck Nick Scorton, but I'm going with the Rams on this one. Definitely been playing some of the best ball out of the entire league. Devontae Adams is still that guy. I think he looks a lot better in green and gold, but he's balling out in those colors in LA too. So give me Rams.
Who you got?
Yeah, it's a unanimous 3 pick. I think as a division rival, I hate to see it, but the Rams are just playing out the skin. Honestly, they're playing incredible. Matt Stafford, MVP. He's putting it on. If you ended it today, he would be the MVP. He might not be the MVP at the end of the year. He might be. You never know. But if it was to end today, I would be more than happy to give it to him. I don't think. Yeah, yeah, the Rams. I'll go the Rams. I don't know why I was second guessing. I'm going the Rams.
You second guessing the spread? 10.5 points. Think the Panthers keep it close or?
Yeah. I don't know, because if you look at the last 2 weeks, didn't Bryce Young throw for like 400 yards or something like that for the first time all season?
Yeah.
And then last week threw for like a very low amount. I'm sure there was a stat last week that was like passing yards when he drops back or something like that, and it was just awful.
Do you want to know a fun
It was
stat
awful.
about Bryce Young? So this season, Bryce Young has had games where he's threw for over 100 yards, over 300 yards, over 400 yards, but not a single game where he's thrown for over 200 yards. Like in that gap, do you know what I mean? So like obviously he went for 328 against the Cardinals and 448 against the Falcons, but every other game it's been 1-something. He's not had a 200-yard passing game, which is kind of crazy, you know? Yeah, they've got to do better, man. They really do. But let's move on to the late slate on Sunday here. We've got the Minnesota Vikings 9 playing against Seattle Seahawks. Sam Darnold is back to play against his old team. Who do we think gets the W here, Q? Do you think the Seahawks pull it off, Sam Darnold against his old team, or will 9 step up and say, hey, Sam Darnold, I replaced you? Or 9 replaced you? You know what I mean? Let me just give you a bit of context as well. The spread on this game currently sits at 11.5 in favor of the Seahawks. That's a crazy spread, bro. Q, who have you got?
You know, as long as Darnold isn't seeing ghosts again like he did a couple weeks ago with 4 interceptions, I think the Seahawks win this easily. I think I also forgot that JJ McCarthy, I think, has entered concussion protocol. So that might be why they don't have any props out for
They
him.
should have put him
I
in
think
there a
they
few
might
weeks
actually
ago.
be rocking. Yeah, I think they're rocking with Max Brosmer now, who, I mean, another rookie. We'll see what he can do, if anything. But um, yeah, the Seahawks team has been playing incredible. Um, People have been able to shut down Jay Jettas, and by people, I mean JJ McCarthy. So we'll see if Brosmer can do any better. But yeah, I'm going Seahawks in this one.
Okay, what are you smiling about?
I was just waiting for Q had the best chance for a little vintage Q right there. Where he said, "Bro, Smet, I barely know it." I was gonna just, I don't know why. I was just laughing to myself. It's just sad.
Who's your pick?
Yeah, It's getting hard for me, guys. It's just another div rival for me, and I'm just like, I don't want to pick them, but I can't physically say I want to side with 9. I can't. It makes me
Pick
sick.
9.
I've just almost vomited
Just
right
pick
there.
pick 9.
I can't. I'd rather pick 10. You know what I mean? I'd rather go. I would rather take Sam Darnold, ex-Niner Sam Darnold, in the Sam Darnold revenge game. So
We've had a lot
I'll
of
take the
revenge
Seahawks.
games this year, or like people playing their old team. We just had the CMC Bowl, last week. So yeah, give me Seahawks to win and cover, especially if Max Brosmer is the starter. I think the Seahawks will wipe the floor. JSN is insane, bro. He just broke the Seattle Seahawks receiving record, took that off DK Metcalf, did it in 11 games. He is unbelievable. And I think it's time to say, when we talk about elite wide receivers in the NFL, we always say Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, top 2. I think JSN, you've got to put him in that category now. After this season, honestly, it might be early to say, but bro, his route running is just silky. His ability to catch the deep ball, and he's got a great quarterback for that. Sam Darnold can throw a deep ball, bro. And it's just a perfect link up between those two. He's ridiculous, honestly. And offensive player of the year, this obviously we know MVP is going to go to a quarterback, but offensive player of the year between him and Jonathan Taylor is going to be such a tough, vote. We'll have to wait and see the numbers of the both of them, but by the end of the season, we've still got a few weeks left. But it's insane the numbers that JSN's putting up. And yeah, give me Seahawks to win and cover. Let's move on to another late slate game, one that I'm not interested in the slightest. Buffalo Bills at the Steelers. Don't like the Steelers. Really don't. Don't like the way they're set up. There's fucking 14 personnel at the running. That's not even a personnel grouping. Well, I mean, I guess they probably do. Sometimes they have Donnell Washington, Pat Fryermuth, Jonnu Smith, and a fucking extra tackle in there as an eligible receiver, which is just disgusting. I hate the way they play. And honestly, the Bills suck, but they need to win because the Patriots are going to win that division. The Bills need to win to get in the wildcard spot. Now that I've just said that, the big bodies of the Steelers running the ball against this Bills defense that can't stop the run. Is A-Rod back? Do we know?
He's still questionable. I was just looking at that. Said he was limited in practice, but the Steelers have great optimism that the quarterback will be available Sunday versus the Bills.
Give me Bills in the picks, but 3.5 is the spread in favor of the Bills. Give me Steelers plus 3.5. Especially if A-Rod plays, give me Steelers to win. No, don't. Actually, the Steelers suck. The Steelers defense sucks. Yeah, no. Actually, don't give me the Steelers. Give me the Bills. Give me Josh Allen and the Bills. I just remember the Steelers defense sucks. Give me the Bills. Q.
Yeah, as much as I think Jalen Warren is probably going to have an incredible game, I don't think I can pick the Steelers in this one. I love Aaron Rodgers. He's always going to be my guy, but the team around him just isn't super great. And I think Josh Allen really needs a get right game, especially after the Texans beat down he took. It's crazy to me that the Bills, who are these titans of the AFC, year after year, after like 2 years of Drake May, are just getting dethroned so easily. So yeah, Bills definitely need a win here. I'm gonna pick them too.
Who you got, King?
Yeah, if Aaron Rodgers doesn't play, I'm besides Pat Frymouth, I have really no ties to the Steelers. Without him playing this week, I can't. It doesn't. The Steelers aren't really selling me without him, so I'll have to just take the Bills. I'll have to take whoever they have at QB. I'll have to take the Bills.
Whoever it is, I bet it's some like tall, handsome, married guy, athlete who's built like a linebacker, but he's actually a quarterback who has the most rushing touchdowns for like a QB like ever. Just some bum ass millionaire like that or something,
And did we say he's handsome as well?
Yeah, extremely built like a Greek god, and probably married to like a supermodel like actress or something,
Should have been us.
Probably like one of my favorite actresses, like Kate Bishop or something like that. It's
they put him on the Snickers bar and people are eating it veined side down.
Yeah, I mean, getting some of Josh Allen's nuts in your mouth is something that some people aspire to. I can't vouch for that, but let's move on to the LA Chargers hosting the LA Raiders. It's not the LA Raiders, it's the Las Vegas Raiders. My bad. Raiders, worst team in football right now, worse than the Titans. Max Crosby, I'm sorry to say. Max Crosby's my guy. Yeah, give me the Chargers. Nothing else to say. Raiders suck. Let's move on. Okay?
Yeah, I agree. Stinky Raiders. Almost the stinky Chargers. Chargers win. I'm picking Chargers.
Q?
Yeah, if the Raiders don't get a good offensive line through next free agency and draft, they're going to be in trouble for a long time. I thank them every day that they took Genty because I did not want him to go to the Bears, but it has just not been working out for him. I'm going Chargers too.
They had a bye week last week as well, so definitely give me the Chargers to win and cover. The spread is 9.5, which is a lot of points. But you remember before the bye week, they got absolutely whooped, belt to ass by the Jags, which is why I faded the Jags last week against the Cardinals, actually, because the Jags are one of those teams, whenever they have a blowout win, they fucking lose the next week. Remind me of the Panthers in that sense, where it's like you can never predict which way they're going to go. But yeah, bounce back spot for the Chargers. Is Omarion Hampton coming back anytime soon? He's been on IR on my fantasy team for like fucking 17 weeks. He's got to be coming back soon. They said he was back by the end of the season. Jim Harbaugh said that Hampton will have his 21-day practice window open Tuesday. So Omarion Hampton should be back soon. That'll just improve that Chargers offense. But the problem with the Chargers is that, Joe Alt's out, isn't he? They've got the backup in tackle. Oh, they did trade for a tackle, actually. But still, Max Crosby, anytime sack, give me that. He's playing like a defensive player of the year. It's just a shame that the rest of his team suck ass. Reminds me of Myles Garrett in that sense, where it's like, you've got this unbelievable stud on the defensive side, and then you just can't play complimentary football because everybody else around him is ass. Let's move on, because we don't care about this game anymore. 98% pick the Chargers, 2% on the Raiders. Must be Max Crosby and his boys. Wow. Let's go to Denver Broncos at Washington Commanders. Is Jaden Daniels back? Another question mark, which we don't know about the injury report. I'm sure on fantasy, he's number 3 on pickups on fantasy, which makes me think he might play. He will resume practice week 13, but he's not expected to return to the lineup until... Okay, there we go. So it's Marcus Mariota leading his Commanders out in Washington against the 9-2 Denver Broncos. 9-2 Broncos. Who'd have thought that at the start of the season? They're the new Chiefs, just winning games in ugly ways. It's not pretty, but they're getting the job done. It's like, I'm not even going to say what it's like. Key, who have you got in this game? That was going to be a terrible analogy which needed cutting. So please take us away.
If it's the case of the Commanders' offense versus the Broncos' defense, I know what I'm taking. Of course, the Broncos' defense is also great. It's not the best, but I'm taking the Broncos.
Cool.
Yeah, this Commanders team is uninspired at best and apathetic at worst. I'm going Broncos.
Yeah, give me Broncos. If Jaden Daniels was back, I'd be tempted to be different here, but spread 6.5 as well. Don't love it, don't hate it. Over under 43.5. Give me Broncos. Okay. Then we move into the final game of the week, boys. Monday Night Football. New York Giants at New England Patriots. Patriots favorited by 7.5 points. Shaky win last week against the Bengals. Didn't cover the spread. Well, it depends if you got in early on the Bengals last week, actually. Because the Patriots were 6-point favorites against the Bengals last week, and then it moved before kickoff to 7 and 7.5 across some sports books. And then they ended up winning the game 26-20. So would have been a push if you got that early, but they're 7.5-point favorites here against the Giants. Do we know who the starting QB is? It's Jackson Dart, right? He's back. On the player props, the player props on my sports book have props for Drake May. Well, Drake May. Sorry, let me not disrespect him and say his full name. And Jackson Dart over under on his passing yards, 205. So it looks like Jameis, as electrifying as he was last week, his party is now over. Jackson Dart coming back in, 7.5 points. Patriots are 10-2. Give me the Patriots. Q, who have you got? I'm sorry, Tom. Tom's our fourth co-host who hasn't joined the show yet, but he is a Giants fan. I've got to apologize every time I pick against him. But with my luck in life recently, Tom, if I put money on this game for you, bro, the Giants will win because I'm in a run of bad luck. Q, take us away with your pick, please.
It's unfortunate because the Giants don't even have the worst record in the league, but they were the first team eliminated from playoff contention. So any win right now doesn't matter a whole lot. I will say, though, if anybody has proven in the past to beat a Patriots team when they're looking unbeatable, who else but the Giants, right? This time, I don't know if I can see it, but I'm going Patriots, and we'll see. We'll see, man. It's always history repeats, is what they say. So we'll see if we have another one here or not.
Over to you, Key. Who are you liking in this one?
I respect everything you guys said. I respect Tom deeply. I'm going to have to disrespect them and take the Patriots. I can't bet against Drake May. It's not going to happen. I'm taking the Patriots.
Fair enough. That brings us to a close here on our week 13 picks. Week 13, yeah, I'm all over the place because I don't know what day it is. So that will lead us nicely as well into December. Our next episode will be in December. We're getting towards Christmas. Obviously, this is the Thanksgiving episode. So let us know in the comments what you're thankful for, who you support. Are you thankful to be a fan of your team? Giants fans, Saints fans, I'm pretty sure I know your answer. Raiders fans. But hopefully, my teams will win this week, and the boys can win some money this week with our Pick 6 Parlay. Before we round off, we've got to do our Pick 6 Parlay, where the boys pick 6 anytime touchdown scorers. Who should we kick it off with? Kay, have you got your picks? You seem to be the most prepared one when it comes to the Pick 6 Parlay. So
I have one. Right
okay,
now.
Well, that's not good enough because it's supposed to be 6. So we need 2 from you.
Okay, I have 2. Okay. So I am going to take number 1, Rashee Rice.
I hate it.
Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah.
Number 2, Ladidi McConkey against the Raiders.
Interesting pick. Q, have you got 2 names to throw at us?
Yeah. Before you take him, I'm gonna go with JSN. Just absolutely balling out this year. I could definitely see another one coming against the Vikings. And this might be my outlandish pick, but I think let me just double check the depth chart real quick. But if they're still rocking with him, I think I could see Sean Tucker for the Bucs getting into the end zone again. Like I said, he's been playing absolutely out of his mind this year. I can definitely see him getting a good run game going, especially with the quarterback play. If Teddy Bridgewater's out, they're going to have to rely on him a lot. I can see him getting into the end zone at least once.
Very nice picks. Do I want to go late in the week, or do I want to take the early picks? Now, I want to take George Pickens. I know we've already got one pick here in the Chiefs-Cowboys game, but let's go for a high-scoring Thanksgiving double which could ruin the whole parlay on the day one, you know, but it is
He's
what it is.
questionable, you know.
Yeah,
Pickens is questionable.
he'll be fine. He'll be fine. I'm taking George Pickens, whether he's questionable or not. He'll end up in the end zone, whether he's got a cast on his leg or not. That's my guy right now. So we're taking GP3, George Payton the third, or whatever his name is, Gary Payton. Isn't that his name for the
GP2?
Oh, it's GP2. My bad. I've just added another generation on. I've gave him a kid. Pause. And I'm also gonna take. I'm also gonna take. This is a bitch ass play. I'm taking Devon Achane. Give me Achane against the Saints. You know, that's the Jonathan Taylor right there. That is the Jonathan Taylor pick. But you know what? I quite like this, apart from the double on Thanksgiving. Because if we lose on Thanksgiving, it's not going to be a very thankful weekend. But all these other picks, Achane, McConkey, and Jigba, Smith and Jigba, and Trey Tucker. No, Sean Tucker. Trey Tucker's the bum-ass wide receiver at the Raiders. Sorry, he's not a bum. He's just in the wrong position. But I like it. It's got me feeling nicey. If you want to tail the boys, we have no partnerships or links with any gambling sites. We just do this for the fun of it. Gamble responsibly, of course. Drink responsibly. And spend money wisely before you end up dead. Because, you know, people say to me, don't gamble. Oh, you shouldn't gamble or your money away. Nearly died last week. What good would having thousands in my bank account be? I may as well spend it on Bears +7 against the Eagles. I low-key want to go Roma Dunze on the anytime touchdown parlay, but I'm not going to swap. If George Pickens gets ruled out, we'll swap it. Pickens to Roma Dunze. Do I want to go with Dunze though? Or do I want to go DJ Moore? I don't know. I'm not even asked anyway. Let's go George Pickens. Fuck out of here. I need to go. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibes, boys. Anything to throw in at the end of this episode here?
Yep. When there's scoregami, I gotta shout it out, bro. Week 10, 29-36 Texans. Week 11, 44-32 Bills. Great games. I always love seeing scoregami. I always love seeing the people coming for these episodes. And I hope everybody has a happy Thanksgiving, or as they say in Turkey, a happy Thursday.
I agree. Happy Thanksgiving, happy Turkey Day. Live long and prosper.
Star Trek? Okay. Yeah. Shout out to everyone who's watching. Shout out the boys. Feels good to be back. We should be back all the way through December, pending any disasters that may happen. But fingers crossed, everything's going to be good. And we'll see you next week, boys. Like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the vibes. We'll catch us next time. Take it easy. I just started feeling serious pain like halfway through the episode, and I was like, let me just start fucking rapid firing some of my picks, because I don't have it in me to be like, oh, the Jets, fuck out of here, you know? So.
You know, we talked about the Falcons Jets game. I don't think any of us said a single thing about the Jets. We were like, oh, the Falcons, blah blah blah. Oh, the Falcons, blah blah blah. Oh, the Falcons, blah blah blah. And then you go, oh, fuck this game. I don't want to talk about the Jets. We didn't really.
Yeah, no, but literally, I was like, I don't want to talk about the Jets. Didn't say a thing about the Jets.